if you were in this era, then this video is definitely for you. You're not happy.
No.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Niche Talk. And the space might look a little different today, and it's because we have a special guest in the building. Go ahead, bro. Introduce yourself.
Yo, what's up, everyone? My name is Adham, also known as ChefDoomy.
In the building.
Yes, sir. Good friends of Lewis for many, many years, and super, super excited to be here and chat with the boys.
The crazy part is, he has not been friends with me at all.
Man's dubbed rum completely.
That's crazy.
But to be fair, I just didn't want to steal your thunder and talk about you without your intro.
I feel you, bro. I feel you. I'm like, damn. He's known Lewis for years on top of years, and I'm like, okay. But I was good, guys. As always, today I'm not on his left. I'm on his other left.
Far left.
Far left. Far.
Adios.
Damn, that's crazy. But yeah, it's your boy, Rome 215 Shooter. We here. We got Adham, ChefDoomy, formerly known as
Lazy Snorlax.
Yes, sir.
We need the buzzer. Do.
Nah, facts, bro.
We need that. We need a soundboard. Easy.
But appreciate you being here, bro. Appreciate you jumping on the pod. And, it's always a pleasure to have you here in Philly.
It's really crazy what social media can do. So give us a little bit about you, and then we'll dive into like the standard on this podcast, which is what's on feet, latest pickup, or break down your fit.
All right, let's get to it. So, as mentioned before, ChefDoomy. I don't even know where to start. I guess on the one side of things, my day-to-day, I'm actually an engineer, but on the other side of things, the cooler side of things, big sneakerhead, been in it for almost that 10 years now, which is nuts. And that's pretty much the story of how I met these guys. Got really into sneakers during the Boost era, which, had everyone on Chokehold.
Okay, whoa. Before we go too deep, break down your fit or your latest pickup.
All right.
Let's do that.
Let's break down the fit so that we don't get too quick. Really simple, as you can tell, compared to these two guys. But I'm wearing Uniqlo pullover that I picked up pretty recently, knitted. It actually reminded me of a Kith piece that I saw a few weeks back, but this is way more affordable. So went with this. And rocking the Taylor Stitch wool pants. Just saw them on IG, thought they were a really nice pant. And, I'm kind of going away from the streetwear heavy to more minimalistic, day-to-day wear sort of thing. So really like these pants. I like that they're warm, but also not warm. There's like some green hues on it. So it goes well with everything. And then last but not least, the kicks. I feel like these are the more standout piece of the whole fit. This is the hard copy Adidas BW Army Trainer. It released back in February. It happens to be my last pickup too.
Okay.
Well, at least my last pickup in hand, but maybe we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
And I broke it down on my socials when they did drop, but long story short, got super blessed with an invoice from Hard Copy directly because their release was botched.
As always.
Yeah, as always, as we all know. And I just, super minimal. They're like Sambas, but they're different from Sambas. They stand out and amazing quality. And that's basically the fit. So, super minimal, low key.
If you didn't know, Adam is the dad that isn't actually a dad. He is the father.
He's the original dad.
Yeah, the original dad.
They're not wrong.
Like just the way he dresses, as you can tell, like he looked like he about to pick up his kids from like an after school program, driving the Toyota Sienna with the automatic side door, bro.
Oh,
but
no.
the stylish dad, bro. For the longest, he's migrated his style and like just. When you have a kid, it's already gonna fit the mold. It's already gonna fit the mold.
Yeah, just missing the kid, like you said.
All right, Rome, what you gonna do? What we running?
I don't have any latest pickups besides from the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll break down the fit. I'll start from the feet up. So on the feet, I have the Status pennies. Love these. Quality is A1. On the apparel, I don't even got to give the full breakdown. P's and Q's, top and bottom. Joggers. Beautiful Year of the Ox hoodie,
Okay, yeah.
I'm pretty sure. And On the dome, we have one of my latest releases with USA Cap Kings. It's a Spanish script for the Brewers.
Can you say it?
I don't know what it says, but I'm pretty sure it says Cerveceros.
There you go.
Look at that.
There you
Not
go.
bad.
Cerveceros.
I'm about to do some bachata.
You looking like DJ Khaled when he was
Oh,
dancing.
damn, that's crazy.
Oh no!
And insert that meme right there. Perfect. I am gonna piggyback off of the whole P's and Q's thing, right? With latest pickup, and I'm gonna break down my fit because I'm greedy. So latest pickup yesterday, it was I went to P's and Q's to swap out those para todo pants that I just copped because the medium was a little too medium, and I had to go to a large. I wanted that like oversized fit, so I ended up grabbing a pair of Saucony's. Do not remember which. I think that the Omni 9s.
Is it Saucony or is it Saucony?
I say both. I think it depends on how I'm talking and when I'm talking, and whichever one decides to leave my mouth. No Diddy on that. That was kind of wild. But I say Saucony and Saucony. It just depends on when I say it. But I think they're the Omni 9s, and I seen them on the shelf at P's and Q's, and it's just like a solid, clean spring colorway, and very different from what I typically own, and I've been trying to like explore different realms. So that is my latest pickup.
You know what's crazy about that, though?
Oh, geez.
I thought you wasn't buying any more sneakers, Lewis.
Hey.
It's crazy.
Hey, look, I supported a small business on a day where they probably didn't get much foot traffic.
Oh,
You know,
okay. So you know they business now. Okay.
Look. There's nothing I could say.
Supporting the homies. I feel
Yeah, there's really nothing I can say in regards to me not buying shoes. It's just gonna be a thing. It's just gonna be a thing. That's all I can say. And now, break down the fit. Very simple. I'll start from the feet. We got the Amamanye Air Jordan 3, probably the best Amamanye drop in my opinion. It was the first and probably should have been the last in my opinion.
Oh, no.
No.
Fives are fire.
The fives are fire. I will say it took them too long to get back to a fire pair in my opinion. But we'll get into that. All right, Godspeed all over. Got the fire sweatsuit, and then underneath is a Chinatown market. Well, not Chinatown market, just market. A market tee to break up the creams. No hat today. Wanted to let the curls bust. Shout out to Curlsmith. Maybe y'all could sponsor me. Let's dive in. Talk to us. Give us a full breakdown of how it all started for you.
All right, let's do this. Boost was the big thing for me, and that's how I got in. I back in 2016, Adidas was taking everyone by storm. NMDs just dropped, Ultra Boost just dropped, and I was a guy that wasn't a sneakerhead, and I just really wanted a cool pair of sneakers. I never had a cool pair of sneakers, and I was kind of into Instagram and creating, but I mean, I wasn't like particularly good. Neither were my fits, honestly, but I just figured I'm glad to roast myself because they were not good, but I figured if I had a nice pair of sneakers, that would help a little bit. So one day I went on the Adidas site. It was like their second launch of NMDs and spent, an hour and a half, trying to buy these shoes. And I ended up scoring. And it felt good. It was awesome. It was dope. It was a cool pair of NMDs. It was I think they were called the Cool Gray. They were the Circuits. So they released them in two colorways, and I got the cool gray color.
Okay.
And then, after that point, I was loving that pair so much that, a few months down the line, I was like, I need another pair because, I can't just be rocking one nice pair. I need more. And it just became where it was like from buying shoes like once every few months, it just quickly went down to, every week or every month or whatever, and just you know how it goes. It's the tail. You get one, you can't stop.
Yeah, they start spamming you, and they were spamming us.
Oh, yeah. Adidas went crazy with the shoes and the NMDs, and, that's how they've started being. And now I guess we get to the part of how I met these guys. So that year when, NMDs and Ultra Boost were taking everyone by storm, one of our buddies, David, he started a Facebook group.
Shout out to David.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to David. Wouldn't have met these guys or him without that group. And it was called Boost Mafia was what it was originally. Yeah, it was just Boost Mafia. And it was a Facebook group. And I remember I somehow connected with David on Twitter prior to him actually making the group. And he was like, hey, I created this group. Why don't you join? I was like, yeah, sure. And that's when I came to meet Lewis, Jerome, David, a couple other guys too, and some people I still talk to this day as well. That was an amazing time in sneakers, I feel like.
Yeah, the community during the Boost Mafia era, like, same with you. David hit me up like before prior. He was like, yo, I'm trying to start this page. And like I'm guessing he's seen what I was doing with Boost and how I was going on social media with it. And he was like, I'm just trying to ramp this up. And like from that moment, like I still just like bask and think about those days, because it was just like, I've never been on such a genuine like page community where everybody was just like chill. Like no one was gatekeeping. No one was like being difficult, and there was no aggression. It was just all love and pure vibes.
Absolutely.
And we created such a crazy relationship off of social media. Like, and shout out to David. Like, David, you always get the praise for starting like a wave, in my opinion. You created something that like not a lot of people had access to.
Or know about, honestly.
Facts.
If he wasn't around then. Because honestly, I didn't get onto the wave. Like, I remember you like telling me about it.
Yeah.
But I was stone cold Nike Jordan. I'm like, fuck those Ultra Boosts. I'm good. I'm not jumping into that wave. I'm good with my Nikes and Jordans. Until I'm pretty sure when the Human Race came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
The Human Race piqued your interest.
What's this? Okay. And then I remember I traded one of my pair of shattered backboards for the orange Hue Race.
How many shattered backboards did you have, bro?
At that time, I only had 2, and then it ended up me keeping 1.
Yeah.
And then I got 2 more back, so I had 3.
Yeah.
And then now I'm back down to 1 pair.
So we actually have some Boost in the building.
I don't want it.
I know you don't want it. Will, if you may. Ooh, nice catch for somebody that didn't want it. Let's see how this goes.
About to launch this. Hey, Will, think fast.
I did not expect to get it with this in my hand, but
you had to be here. This box alone, if you were in this era, then this video is definitely for you. You're not happy.
No.
You're not happy.
My knees are not happy.
I feel that. I totally understand that.
That was so for anyone that doesn't know, the reason I stepped away from Boost was trying to wear them for more than like a trip to the store.
Yeah.
And I started realizing being active, the response was too much, to the point like my knees were not happy with me.
Your knees were snap, crackle, popping.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in this box, probably, I'm not going to say the first collaboration with like Adidas. It was one of the very first, and it took the culture by storm.
I think it's one of their bigger, more successful.
Yeah, for sure. So we have the Nice Kicks NMDs. Pass these around.
Woo!
Yeah, look at these. These are my personal pair.
These are cooked.
And they are cooked.
We can tell they're your personal pair.
Hey, yo.
they wide.
Stop. Hey, yo.
They expanded left and right.
Look, I got a wide foot, bro. Okay, I have a wide foot. It's well known throughout the universe that I have a wide foot, and it's really crazy to even look at these pairs now and to understand like what came from this era.
The new people, I don't think they really understand how bad and what people were willing to do to get a pair of these.
Bro, it was a problem. I was working for Ubik and Kicks USA at the time, right? And I found out that Ubik was going to have these, and this was going to be my first NMD, because I was heavy Ultra Boost, and this was going to be my first NMD, and I decided to camp out. Adam, you don't understand the Ubik situation, but I'm sure you know from other sneaker stores, like when you camp out, it doesn't matter what place you are in line at times, because once that door opens, the masses flood, right? Yeah. But here in Philly, like, there were certain individuals that just had guaranteed spots. It didn't matter.
We won't name any names.
Yeah. And I remember vividly, I was the 11th person in line for this pair. And I was like, all right, cool. Camped overnight. It wasn't too cold. I was chilling. I was like, all right, I'm going to be guaranteed my pair. Door opens, pure mayhem. Pure mayhem. And didn't get my pair. So I was torn. I went straight back to HQ, and I was like, yo, we need to fix this fucking problem. Because I, as an employee of headquarters, not even like working inside the Ubix store, like the fact that I wasn't able to properly access a pair for myself, like, nah. And it got to the point where they were like, yo, we still have the ecom pair. So we'll just slide you that one, and you'll be able to use your discount at the same time. So I was able to get these for like $80, bro.
Sheesh.
Yeah. And with that story in itself, like just being able to like overcome like the bullshit of Ubik and like the lines and like that part of the sneaker culture that sucks, and being able to overcome it and get a pair, like I told myself, this is something I can never get rid of. And y'all already know how many miles I put in these bitches.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like these were always worn.
Even the checks coming off the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These have seen better days.
They have seen better days, but they have many, many stories, bro. And it's a pair that will never leave my collection, and it's just going to be on display at some point. But it was crazy to just like...
You got to stuff these Jones so it can not look like an elf shoe.
Not look like an elf shoe is crazy. All right, I'll put an insert in here. But yeah, how do you feel seeing an Ultra Boost and an NMD, bro? Like,
I mean, it brings back memories because, you know, like Lewis, you know, these shoes were meaningful to me. Like, I never really had the Cream Ultra Boost. I've never had the Nice Kicks NMDs, but, you know, I had other boosts. I had Human Races, you know, like Jerome. And, you know, story about that actually, which I won't get into too much detail, but I was living in Canada at the time, and getting sneakers in Canada back then was insanely difficult. Like, you have maybe, you know, like say a shoe here, there's 1,000 stock of it on the website and you're trying to buy it. You go to Canada, it will be like 10 pairs. Like, it's not even proportional.
Yo.
It's not even proportional to the stock.
did y'all dirty.
Yeah, it was bad. So I remember the Human Races. It was all 4 colors dropping on Adidas website, and I wanted the tangerine pair. That was like my favorite out of the 4. I think they dropped. It was blue, green, tangerine, and red were like the OG colors.
Yeah.
Yellow was
the
the
yellow.
OG.
The yellow was the OG.
Yeah, but it never launched in Canada, and I don't remember. I think
there was the black pair
It's
too.
black.
yeah, and the black pair as well.
So it was every fucking color under
Yeah,
the sun.
pretty much.
Blue, red, tangerine, and yellow.
Yeah, and don't forget the BBCs.
Oh yeah,
And don't
BBC.
forget those 2 exclusive colorways.
Yeah.
So when we say BBC, we're talking about Billionaire Boys Club. Just want to put that out there.
Yeah, we
For
have
anybody
to
see some
clarify.
shit.
Yeah.
Billionaire Boys
Yeah.
Club. Remember the
No Diddy here.
the maroon pair and the pink pair
Mhm.
that had the
Oh,
the different
Yeah,
characters
that
on it.
was fire.
Like,
that was
yeah.
FNF,
We
wasn't
were
it?
blessed.
Yeah,
we were blessed
FNF.
to actually have the opportunity to shoot those.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mimi and the gang. Over
Shout
at
out to
Billionaire
Mimi and
Boys
the
Club.
BBC gang, because that was an era. That's like what really like sent us for real.
We just gonna say Billionaires Boys Club.
Billionaire
I know
Boys
it's a lot to say, but yeah, we just gonna
Billionaire Boys Club.
Yeah,
Yes,
we just
yes,
gonna
yes,
say
yes. All right, tying it back to the Boost Mafia, we actually still have like one of the stickers that my homie. Yeah, shout out to you, Drew. It's been a minute since I've seen you, bro, but I still got this sticker, and I remember you like we made T-shirts. Like this,
Oh, yeah,
this
we went
community
all
got
out.
to the point where we had merch. Y'all remember the Bury Me and Boost situation?
Oh,
that was. You had to be there. You had to be.
What was
there.
boy name? Was it
Teddy?
Teddy. He's still around.
No,
Teddy.
he's still around. Yeah, for sure. Like,
I think
doing stuff.
I think his user handle is now like OMG. It's Teddy or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. But there was this whole situation where I designed a hoodie for the community, and apparently I stole the phrase from Teddy, and there was this whole big debacle, and then it was just whatever. It doesn't matter. But just to look back on those things, damn, do I still have that hoodie? I don't know. I have to find that.
I definitely remember I had the tees.
Yeah,
I
the
had
tees.
something.
Yeah, we dropped 2 tees corresponding to designs that our homie Drew did, because he was very much heavy in the Boost game. He was actually working with Adidas at the time, I
Yo,
believe.
y'all remember
Oh.
the craze for the Boost balls?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my
I have one
God.
still.
Mine got stolen, bro. Someone took my shit from the crib. I don't know who it was, but it doesn't matter at this point. I need another Boost ball, actually, just for like reminiscent purposes and like display, because damn, the Boost ball was crazy. And then 4D came
Oh,
out,
yeah.
like,
Forgot about that one.
but like, yeah, literally going back to the community, it was just that's how integrated everybody was. We were able to create merch out of it. We were able to, like, we even got to meet in person because we never met before.
Yeah.
And we got to meet in person through another mutual party on the page. And we were his groomsmen at his wedding, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what was his name?
That,
Johnny?
Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny.
Johnny in Texas. Yeah.
Johnny. Yeah. So we ended up going to Texas, meeting for the first time, all of us. We made you an admin at that point already. Yeah. So it was like all the admins ended up going to Johnny's in Texas, and we were literally the groomsmen of his wedding, which is crazy. We had never met before.
Yeah.
And that literally just created the brotherhood.
That's how close everyone was from just like Adam said, like the authentic conversation just gave that connection, even though nobody actually physically met.
We just seeing the bottom of the shoes.
I don't like these.
You don't like
I
them?
don't like them.
They don't like you either, bro.
They're icky.
We could get rid of the
We were
shoes.
scared
Yeah.
of them.
Can I throw them?
Sure.
I don't want to do that. They hold too much history. Oh, all right, I can throw them.
Yeah, you could throw them.
Uh,
See, now that's your camera, so it don't matter if it
I
gets
can see
knocked
myself.
over.
I'm good.
Yeah.
So it was just a beautiful era, and you had to be there to truly appreciate everything from the community, the releases, the comfort, because my dumbass got rid of my entire Nike and Jordan collection. Briefly, just to put it into context, I sold a pair of Skunk SBs for $350.
What?
Yes.
This man's was jonesing for that Ultra Boost.
At the time, the Skunks weren't. That was like
That's
going
true.
rate. That was going rate for the Skunks. I only wore them once.
Yeah, but it still hurts.
Still hurts to this day to understand where SB culture was now, like then versus now, and like just the markup
Yeah.
and what Skunks can go for. But that's how committed I was to the Boost era. Like I just wanted to be comfy and stylish, you know? And like Ultra Boost and NMD were like that perfect gap, in my opinion.
Speaking of something you just said, like as far as like the culture, like then and now.
Yeah.
We had an episode that did pretty well, just talking about sneaker culture and how it's dying in the aspect of, for some reason, people just don't pay attention. They thought I was talking about sneaker culture as a whole was dying. And I clearly was talking about the blog saying how it's dying, and then they jump back to resale. And I'm like, if you're talking about this term of resale, then yes, it's dying. It's on the downside. But the authentic portion of it, of being able to buy what you want and expressing yourself and everything under the sun in that regard, it's flourishing. But you having been and being on both sides of that spectrum, like as far as like reselling and having the passion for collecting, like where do you feel that the sneaker culture is right now?
That is a loaded question.
Very loaded question. Unpack that, bro.
So let's start with the reselling side, because, you know, I don't really do much of that anymore. There's a multitude of reasons. I mean, other than where the market is now, you know, I got married recently, and just, you know, different priorities. Yeah, do that little cha-cha.
He's part of
there
the
you go.
marrieds
Yeah,
now.
hype me up. Yeah,
He
exactly.
said, do the little cha-cha. I like
Yeah.
to do the cha-cha.
So absolutely, from a market perspective, like if you're in sneakers just for money, like, you know, in the sense of you want to make money or you want the stuff that is valuable, it's done. And you probably have no place to be around sneakers, or honestly, not just sneakers, like any community as a whole, if that's who you are, because then you're not really an enthusiast of that genre or that community. You're just a business person, or, you know, some people go out farther to say words like a leech or I guess like a drifter and those sorts of things. I'm going to be more polite and just say, you know, they probably just don't belong. And yeah, I mean, I've been on that side before. And that's kind of why, you know, as Lewis and Rome said, I used to be called Lazy Snorlax. I mean, part of the reason of the rebrand is, one, I kind of wanted to close that behind me and be like, you know, this isn't who I am as a sneakerhead. And I don't want people to get the wrong impression of that's who I was. For me, making that bread had allowed me to buy shoes unlimitedly, in the sense that it's not like, ooh, now I have to pick and choose. It gave me more freedom at the time, because, you know, the market was up there, very valuable. Even GRs were reselling, sort of thing. Like that's how insane it was.
Bro, mids
Mids were
were
reselling.
moving.
It was crazy.
Bad times. Bad times.
And what's funny is with the mids, like I got reminded just the other day that back in, I guess it was, I think 2021, it could have been 2020, they did that like special mid creative series where it was like a collab with Blue the Gray and Clots and those were crazy on the market if you didn't hit because they were hard to get and they were coveted. I looked last week at a Clot mid price. I'm like looking at it and there's no value. It tanked. I'm like, wow, I guess if you like mids, then
Now's the time.
Now's the time. But I will say the one pitfall of that collab is that I've held the Clot mids in hand. They're exactly a mid. Like they didn't even like make them good quality. Like I remember holding this thing in hand. I'm like, who in their right mind would pay a Jordan 1 high price for something that is of a quality of a mid? That's why I resold. Like I just wanted to buy my own pairs. And now looking now, like I feel like, things are really flourishing for a multitude of reasons. One is you don't have a lot of those people that are just here just to be here, to make money and to take advantage of a community because, everything's lower value now from a market standpoint. Two, you have so many releases that there's really no reason to feel FOMO. Like I remember like in the Boost era, like you'd have a really good release and not many GRs like a couple times a month. So it's like if you wanted something and you strike out, there's no like, oh, maybe I'll just get this instead. It was just, that's it. Like there's nothing else really, nothing good. But now it's like you have Adidas pumping out stuff. You have Nike, Jordan pumping out stuff. And now people are putting more focus on like New Balance and Asics and Solomon's and Hoka's and like all these brands are just pumping out good shoe after good shoe after good shoe. And they're not just collabs, like they're, general release stuff as well that are solid quality, a good price point and look good. So from a it's flourishing because, you miss a shoe, there's 20 other options. You don't have to pay, hundreds or even thousands of dollars to get that shoe you really want. You can find probably 5 other pairs that you really like, buy it, you're satisfied, you're happy. And when you put that on a large scale of the community, everyone is able to get what they want. So everyone's satisfied.
Yeah, we're finally in that era again where you can get what you want. And even if you have to pay a little bit over retail, it's nothing crazy. It's not what it used to be, unless it's like an insane grail, like you talked about in the last episode where like grails nowadays are 20,000, 30,000, 40,000.
Now it's still stuff like example, the Oregon PEs. It's 2 versions.
Yeah.
It's the gold exclusive and then there was the number to 225 pair that dropped with
Flight Club
directly.
Yeah.
The ones with Flight Club initially, $5K. People were asking. They weren't moving, so now they're down to around 3. I see a few people with like 2,500. But I feel like they're going to keep dropping.
The one that you have or the Flight Club exclusive?
Flight Club. The numbered pair.
Okay, got you. Yeah.
And we know if that was in the era of like say the pandemic, they would have been probably 5 minimum.
Facts.
Absolutely.
And the pair that I actually was benefit to score on
2 times.
They are going for like 3 something.
That's not bad at all.
Which is reasonable because they were 223 something like that retail.
Yeah, something like that.
That's pretty fair. So it's like to the point like that. If I didn't score them, I wouldn't mind paying the 3 something for a pair like that.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, if the market was still booming, I know for a fact those would probably be like 1,200, probably more.
Facts. All right, I got a question for you, Adam.
Sure.
What would you say was the biggest flop in your like resell days?
That's a good question.
So, biggest flop, are we talking about like most money lost? Or
Yeah. Most
like,
money. I know which one.
Yeah, I think I know what he's going to say.
If y'all thinking about what I told you guys in LA when we were all out hanging out, that's definitely the one. I guess I was over ambitious about a shoe. This was the Nike MMW collab. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how many people remember, but it was like this crazy futuristic runner that I think its retail was like $450. Like they weren't cheap. Now, the OG release, I remember when they dropped, they were limited, but they weren't too coveted. Like, if you wanted it and you put in the effort, you had pretty good odds of getting. But basically what happened is it ended up booming, like a few days after, because I guess it was at that perfect point where, a lot of people wanted them, like just enough people wanted them, and the supply was limited enough. Like, it was that perfect,
So you got
area.
caught up. You got caught up off of that initial hype.
So yeah, I got caught up off of that initial hype that, I told myself, okay, like probably with this next release of the same shoe and everything, but it was like I think it was like an all black colorway or something.
Nah, the one that you copped was like a complete like grayscale.
Okay,
Like,
it was
yeah, I remember.
grayscale.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
like a grayscale
okay.
colorway. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, well, like this is the second release. People probably still want these because it's a nice color. Like, and I doubt, I'm led to believe that it's limited. But, maybe I just forgot that, Nike, when they release shoes and new silhouettes, usually the first one is more limited than the ones after. And that's not just Nike. I mean, really any brand, that's just how they work, because they want to build the hype and let that hype kind of create that wheel of, selling the future colorways.
Yeah, like the allure.
Exactly,
Yeah,
the allure, exactly.
Yeah.
So I got a bit over ambitious. This was back when I was botting. And I didn't run like a lot of tasks, as you would call it. Each task is, if it's a success, that's like one checkout. It's like as if you had one human going manually and checking out a product. Okay. And I wasn't ambitious. It wasn't like, oh, okay, let's have 100 tasks. So like 100 people trying to check out. I think I did like 20 on one site and then 20 on another site, right? And I was like, all right, like, it's going to be tough. I think I hit every task. So I ended up with 40 or 45 pairs, somewhere in that realm. And this is a $450 shoe.
Yo, $450
shoe.
Times 40.
Times 40, bro.
Yeah. It was bad. So I was stressing, of course.
Stressing is another
stressing,
bro.
Luckily, Amex Business is a great credit card. But yeah, I was stressing because I think from the one store, they didn't charge tax or ship. So I was like, okay, it's really close to retail price. The loss won't be too bad. But one of them it was actually free shipping, but they charged tax. And I mean, everyone knows, but California tax is around 10%. So it's like, you basically pay an extra $45-$50 on the shoe.
Yo.
So I paid about $500 from that store on 20, then $450 on the other 20 or so. Basically what I did is I just sold everything right away. Just with StockX Dakota at the time, and minimized my losses. So I don't remember what my losses ended up being, because I think for half of them, I sold them quick enough where I was making money.
Oh, shit.
Still.
Okay.
Not like anything crazy.
No, but still making money.
But making money on half. And then the other half, I think I was breaking even or losing a few bucks. And then there was like 2 or 3 where I had to take a pretty substantial loss, like, $50 to $100. But like, I think when I worked out the numbers, like my losses were still under $1,000. And keep in mind, like during this time, I still worked full time. This was like more of a hobby, wanted extra money for shoes. So it was like, yeah, I'm putting money into something that gives me nothing, but it is what it is at that point. Since then, I've been a lot more careful, risk adverse at the time. But I mean, that was a long time ago.
At the end of the day, you got to risk it for the biscuit.
Nah, facts. I remember the picture going into the group chat, like a stack of boxes.
Yeah, bro.
Like, what the fuck is that? Like, yeah, I think I fucked up, guys.
He's like, yo, I need to move these now.
Anybody want a pair? Anybody just buy it? I'm just like, no, bro, I don't.
I remember vividly the photo set that you did with that yellow Nocta bubble.
Oh,
and the fit set on its own. I was surprised you weren't able to sell a couple just because of how well you put that together. I don't know what I would do if I seen 40 checkouts and then just bad. Nah, that's crazy. That's terrible. I remember when I had you bought, I forgot what shoe it was, but you ended up scoring like 6 or 7 pairs for me, and I was just like, bro, I only needed one.
Oh yeah, that was I think that was when I first came to Philly ever.
Yeah.
And it was for the protection pack, the OG protection pack.
I remember that so well.
Yeah.
I slept on them, Jones.
Yeah, because there was 3 colorways.
Correct.
There was 3 colorways.
White.
Yeah, there was the white, the gray, and I think it was just like a darker gray or like close to black. And I told you, just secure me. It doesn't matter. And then next thing you know, I get hit with 6 charges on the white pair that fumbled completely, bro. Fumbled completely, and that was just 6 pairs. I can't imagine
40
pairs.
450 a pop.
Yeah, $450 a pop,
Plus
bro.
tax on the half of them. That's crazy.
Bro, that's
rough.
most people's salary. Which is insane.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, you're not wrong. It was scary. It was a lot. I mean, I'm glad that it wasn't as bad as it could have been. I've
You
seen
better than me. I'd be on the phone like Amex. With Amex, like, I ain't placed that order. Nah, like, you put a hold on my card. Can I get a new card, please?
Yo, cancel all of that. That is not me. Do you see the different names on all of these?
Like, scam for sure. Like, you think I'm ordering 80 pairs? Well, 40 pairs to my house? Like, what I look like? No, only got 2 feet.
Like, do I look like a warehouse? All right, you got any questions for us, bro?
do I ever.
Ooh.
Oh,
All right,
man,
you've been
here we
talking
go.
a lot, so I'm going to give you a break.
All right, say no more. Say
I'm
no
going
more.
to go to Rome.
Let's go.
I'm sure you've touched on this on the other podcast episodes, but kind of tell me, how it is with fitteds and, being able to collab with these stores, and how is it so far? Where do you see that going? What's your kind of like goal long term?
So, it's doing better than I thought it was. Just like sneakers, the hat community, gatekeeping, all the bullshit and in between. It's almost like it's the same side of the coin. Just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The good thing is it's a lot of the same people because footwear, headwear. And, at one point you were heavy into the hats and then, wifey was like, I like to see you as you come.
Exactly.
No fuss. Yeah. Oh, man.
Hey, yo, bro.
I said it, so I had to catch myself because I know somebody was going to say it.
The diddler about to come right through the door, bro.
The diddler is crazy. But yeah, so my first major release was with Berdine Chicago. That was the pop-up everybody saw. That went exceptionally well. And it's just an eye-opener, for me at least, to be able to see how accepted I am in the spaces that I put effort into, if you will. And that's just, I'll say that's a nod to myself. I look at as how I carry myself and how accepting I am of people. And then in turn, they're also accepting of me. So I do have some plans, but I can't disclose that just yet on camera, at least. So I'll tell you afterwards, but something major coming along.
Awesome.
And there's other stores I'm going to be dropping collabs with this year. Actually, a lot of stores, honestly.
215 Shooter World Tour coming soon.
As Steph likes to say, I get around.
Hey, yo.
That's also a no Diddy comment, I feel like.
He calls me a whore. He's like, well, how many stores you work? I'm like, listen, I'm a man of the people. Like, I'm a community dude. I like to be able to share my talents with everyone. Like, I don't want it to be I'm this store or I'm that store. Like, no, like, I don't work for you. So therefore, I'm going to spread my talents everywhere. You feel me? And that's pretty much how it is. Like I said, it's a lot of bullshit that comes with it. It's just a part of the game, man. You either get sucked up in it and fall and fail, or you just kind of just shrug it off and just keep it moving. Now, speaking of which, I got a podcast tonight that I'm on talking about that.
Ooh.
So that was a nice introductory question to get me prepared for the conversation later.
Perfect. No, I'm glad I could ask the right questions without any prior knowledge of what your day looks like.
Nah, facts.
All right, so let me go to Lewis now. We'll do a little bit back and forth, I guess.
All right, say no more.
I feel like in the last 2 years, you would travel to a lot of places, whether it be tropical within the U.S. You've gone to Toronto recently, I know. But I feel like you've kind of taken a break lately. But my question is, you want to pick that up again? And like, what's on your list of places you want to go?
I love traveling, man. I realized at the time I was traveling a lot. I was going back and forth. Like, I was barely home.
Mm-hmm.
And for the right reasons at the time, But I would love to just pick back up on traveling. And there's a lot of places I want to go that I haven't been to yet. Like ultimate goal is Tokyo.
Oh yeah.
And I always tell myself that that's going to be like a 35 to 40, like when I'm that that old, because I told myself it's like a 3-week to 1 month minimum. Like I want to be out there. I want to integrate myself in the culture. Like let me get a part-time job while I'm out there type time. And besides that, I really want to do more tropical and just sightseeing, because tying it back to like me as a person and like creatively, I've realized that getting in front of the camera a lot more, I've rid myself of actually being a photographer, and that's who I am first. Like doing the landscape, doing the cityscape, and capturing like moments like that instead of like the fashion, the footwear, and all that kind of stuff. So I definitely do want to travel more to create a sense of a catalog for myself and just like experience different cultures. I definitely want to go to Bolivia to see the salt flats.
Beautiful.
Yeah. That's a bucket list right there. I want to go to, which one is it, Iceland or Greenland, to see the Aurora Borealis?
Probably Iceland.
Yeah, Iceland, probably. There's so many places that I want to go that I'm dying to. And like even now we've been talking about like we need a gang trip to Cali. It's been a minute. We were just looking at the pictures that we took of the Golden Gate Bridge. How many years ago was that, bro? Like that was
it was right before COVID, so it must have been
like
6 years ago at least.
Like 2018, 2019. It was crazy. And it's been a minute since I've been to Cali, so at least for leisure, So yeah, I definitely want to pick back up on traveling, but right now I'm just at least attempting to be a little bit more frugal to plan for the future of my life. And I'm finally in my 30s. I think my era in the 20s where I was like traveling a lot, I got a lot of that out of me. And now I'm just being a little bit more systematic with like what I do, what that's going to go towards, and how I can just like set myself up better for the future. Because now I've been full-time freelance for a little over 2 years at this point, I want to say. And every year has been a learning curve and an acknowledgement to myself, because like there's so many people out there that are afraid to leave their 9-to-5 jobs and like really bet on themselves. But after that like 6-month mark or like that first year mark, you really take a seat and look at yourself and you're like, damn, like I made it a year without like worrying about like consistent money coming in, like you really put the work in for yourself. And when you look at it like, all right, cool, I did this for a year, I can do this for another year, I can keep going, and I'm at the point now where I realize like if I need to get a job because things slow up, I'll get a job. It's that simple. I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure that one, bills are paid, the people that I care about are taken care of, and ultimately I'm taken care of. Wow. Yeah. I take care of myself. But ultimately, yes, traveling will pick back up, and I'm looking forward to wherever I go next, honestly.
Yeah.
I know you're low key plotting in a trip to Egypt right now. You've been looking at flights.
Yeah, Hala, if you see this ever, just know in this moment I'm trying to go to Egypt, and I want you to come with me. Gonna put that out there.
That is so cute. That is so cute. And I will say that, like, one, thank you for inviting us to that wedding with you and Hanukkah, because that was a beautiful thing to witness and just see you happy. Because like going back to the Boost days, his nickname was Sad Boy.
He's not wrong.
The way this man would pose when he would take pictures, bro, was his literally his iteration of who he was. But it's beautiful to see where you are now. You're happy, you're thriving, and you're just out here killing it, bro. So I'm very happy for you. I'm very proud of all of us and where we've come from the Boost Mafia days.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate that. I mean, Ella to this day, like at least once a week, will always say, that wedding was so fun. And, from me, and I'm talking on her behalf too, she really appreciates, and I really appreciate everyone who is able to, make it out there and, celebrate a good time and a joyous occasion. And even myself, like, I think about how crazy it is to get, some guys who live in Philly to come to Calgary. Like, to me, that's just so, like, out of this world, unreal.
Yeah, so unreal. One thing I want to touch on, Calgary, you got to work on your time. You got to work on your time because the days there are endless, and that is just treachery, okay? Treachery, bro. Sun setting at like damn near 11 o'clock at night, bro? No, we can't do that. We cannot do that. But very much happy to have you on the pod. And I just have one more question for you.
All right.
What would you say is your favorite pickup from the Boost era?
My favorite pickup from the Boost era. Oh, man. This might be controversial given the light of Yeezy and Ye and what he's doing now, which, I mean, to me it is. But, I mean, I think one of my favorite pickups was the OG Yeezy Boost 350 V2, the Belugas.
Oh, the Belugas. Yeah. That was a whole era.
That was a whole
because like
thing.
We're talking about Boost Mafia, and like I completely blipped that like Yeezy Boost was even like in that.
It was
booming. Booming is crazy.
And that shoe, the reason it's special, like one of the reasons is just the story of how I got it. I mentioned before, Canada doesn't get stock for these releases. I think now it's a bit better. Back then, it's like insane. Like, good luck. And I entered an Instagram raffle for Canadian residents only, but it's still Instagram, and you're going to get like thousands of entries. And I remember it was my last year of college, and I get on my phone to take a break. It's around 5. Like, I remember vividly, it was like 5 o'clock. And I look at my phone, and I see a DM from the store saying, "Congrats, who won." And I was like, what? And this was the first Yeezy I've ever tried for. It was the first really hyped up release that I ever went for. And to be able to score, I'm like, wow, like that's awesome. And the feeling you get from that, like from those moments, those stories, you don't really get often with shoes, and you remember them forever. Like with your Nice Kick story, like you just remember it sticks with you, and then the shoe becomes special. Now, unfortunately, I didn't keep that shoe for a multitude of reasons. That shoe kind of set the precedence of like, how I valued the human races, how I valued my Travis Scott highs, and, a couple of others in there that I've come to really value and really appreciate, and will always remember that story. And that's what the sneaker culture is really about. It's about those moments.
Facts. Yeezy really set the wave.
Absolutely.
Now that I think about it, like that Boost era, like with him and like what he was able to like create, I feel like really paved the way for a lot of collaborators.
I appreciate the Boost era a lot because it was so much. You had the NMD, which was like highly sought after. You had the Ultra Boost, like especially the 1.0s, highly sought after. And like you said, it wasn't just the collabs either.
Yeah.
It was the basic GRs, like they were flying, and it was like highly sought after pairs. And then it's like, okay, well, guess what? Now we got stuff like the EQTs.
Ooh, the EQT Boost.
Man.
Ooh,
probably the most comfortable shoe I've ever worn.
Bro, that was next level comfort. Like, you couldn't even describe that. That shit was like 3-inch boost, bro.
But then after that, then you did get the NMDs, which was not the NMDs, the Human Races, which is still technically an NMD. And then you got the Yeezys with the OG ones, and then the V2s. But the OGs wasn't Boost, was it?
No, they were. Yeah, the V1s, the V1s were Boost,
but they were like a prototype.
Yeah, they weren't that comfortable, honestly.
But you name all those shoes, and they were all from the same exact era. Yep. And then you look at Nike hype per se, and it's like you compare it. Like, yes, there's going to be Jordan, but then most of the collabs fall under that, so it's still a Jordan. You feel me? And then it's like, okay, well, you got like an Air Max, and like now like the Vomero. But when you start trying to name like lineups, it's not the same.
Not the same at all.
You feel me? It's like, oh, like I said, Yeezy, Pharrell, then the Pusha T joints.
Oh yeah. The EQT like, Pusha T's. That was
bro. Like it's they really had the game in the chokehold.
Yeah, and then like even the collaborations with like shops like Woodwood.
Those
reigning champs.
Oh, the reigning
champs, bro.
They even had a Nike ID technically.
Oh yeah, the multicolored Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, I made a hoodie for that. I forgot I made a hoodie for that. Yeah,
you did.
I just didn't drop it. Yeah, because it was a problem. Yeah. Damn, bro, that's really crazy to think about, like just how influential that whole era was. And I like our cameraman behind us right now. He is like on the verge of tears because he was also part of that era. Like Will was definitely. You was working at Adidas, bro. You was working at Adidas.
He had the inside info.
Wasn't that when he was working at Stance too?
Yeah.
Yeah. We was getting plugged with socks every time we went to New York.
Yeah.
On some crazy shit.
I don't want to talk about that.
No, it's okay. We don't got to talk about that.
Plenty of
But the Wave Runners, those also had Boost, right?
Wave. Yeah,
that was also like, and it's just crazy just how long it went for.
You know what's crazy about saying all of that? That goes to show that brands can, if they put the effort and they want to.
Absolutely.
Major facts. Like, I'd say to this day, my favorite pickup besides the Nice Kick NMDs would be the Asia exclusive 1.0s, the olive and the green. No, the olive and the burgundy.
There's burgundy.
Boost.
Yeah. Oh, those were beautiful.
Those were. Oh,
I remember taking a picture of you jumping in one olive and one of the burgundy.
Yeah, those were really weird times. No lie. Just gonna say. You still took the picture though. You was.
I'm a photographer. Is what I do.
But you gotta also remind them of what you did with the cream ultra boost too. Y'all went. It was you went, got the cone, put the cream ultra boost on there.
Yeah. Me and Will, right? We put we put the cream on a cone.
I had Will's print for like 5 years.
Yeah, we photoshopped that and made it look like an ice cream cone. That was crazy. And then the Naruto Joan that you did, where like you put like the boost behind Naruto in his Hokage form.
Oh,
like we took this shit to the moon, bro. Absolutely. Like to the moon.
the Sumi Shinran
Joan. Oh God. I literally made a poster with Shenron from Dragon Ball Z, and I put the Supreme logo in front of it. And apparently it was created before, and this guy just started going crazy, like just bashing me on social media. And then
he said that you stole his design that he stole already.
Yeah,
that's
literally.
Crazy.
Like I did, like he didn't create Dragon Ball Z or Supreme, and there really was no proof that he even designed that.
He kept
design
saying it,
first.
but every time he was like, "So where did you do it?
Yeah,
so
like,
I can see it. Maybe I'll feel bad." And it was nothing.
Yeah, and then like at the end of it, I literally just swapped the Supreme logo to like "Sue Me." I just got rid of some words, and like there was that. So I still have that sticker too, which is crazy. Yeah, I got a bunch of stickers upstairs. I'm gonna give you guys because I still have the multicolored Boost Mafia sticker. I got a couple of those. Yeah, so really crazy era, bro. Beautiful.
I think for the audience to understand like how crazy it was, like Yeezy pretty much, or Yee, I guess, was what put us on to Boost and Adidas.
Wait, did you say Yee? Isn't it Yay?
Yay.
Yeah.
Is it Yay or Yee? I thought it's Yeezy.
I was waiting for the ha. He's like, yee-haw. Oh, all right, cool, son.
Okay, to be fair, like he was Yeezy, so I thought why he's just Yee.
I get that. I
get it.
No, I totally get that.
So okay, Yay. But so to be correct him, Yay put people on Adidas. And like in my opinion, and maybe this is controversial, people looked to Ye's sneaker clouds back then just as much as they did look at Travis Scott and his ones. Because
I can see that. Yeah.
I feel like he had more of an influence, honestly, than Travis did.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I feel as though like without Ye, like I feel like a lot of collaborators like wouldn't have had the opportunity or the platform to create those relationships with brands.
Yeah.
Because I feel like once everyone else saw the collaboration with Ye and Adidas, that's when more celebrity stuff started to actually roll out.
Yeah.
Like because before the Boost wave, like what collaborations were we seeing with like what celebrity collaborations were we seeing?
Besides Yeezy with the with Nike with his line? Not celebrity wise, it was always athlete based.
Yeah, I was about to say you would know best because you were probably at that round table like creating those collaborations. I had to do it at least once.
Well, no, literally, as far as like, yes, we had. If you want to go further back, yes, we had like Jay-Z with the S dots and like 50 Cent with the G Unit joints and yeah, you had like Run DMC sponsoring like shell tops and stuff like that, but it wasn't like their shoe.
Facts.
So yeah, I want to say like Ye was probably the first like celebrity non-athlete of that caliber to have his own shoe. And as we all know, he didn't put Nike on the map, but he put a lot of attention on stuff that they had that was moving, but not in that capacity. Like, you know, he's brought back all the ones, and
Yeah.
you saw the pictures of him, and I think was it the Varsity Sixes?
The Varsity Sixes. Oh
and
my god!
Because
bro.
it was him in that, a lot of people they were already honestly still already into sneakers. That led them to kind of be like, oh damn, like I remember them joints. Let me bust them out to wear them, and or let me go track them down now to go ahead and like wear them. And then once he got his own actual deal,
it was game over.
that was it.
Game
and he
over.
took all that momentum right to Adidas and put them in the fucking perfect position.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, yeah. Y'all got anything else? Because I felt like this was a great session.
That was
in my
great.
opinion.
Yeah, that was great.
All right, cool. All right, so as always, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, YouTube. Make sure you guys are following us on all social media platforms at The Niche Talk. Make sure you're following this guy, ChefDoomy. You feel me? Great content. Great person. Also, you're on Twitter a lot. You're
On
very much
Twitter,
in
a
it.
lot more
Yeah.
than Instagram these
Yeah.
days.
ChefDoomy across the board?
ChefDoomy across the board.
ChefDoomy across the board. All right, cool. You got anything else to say, Ron?
Nah, that's it.
No? All right,
Appreciate
cool.
you being here, bro.
Yeah, I
Facts.
appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me. I'm honored to be a guest here.
Thank you guys. Make sure you guys tune into the next one and make sure you guys are subbed. Please hit that like button, hit the bell on YouTube. And if you made it this far, we appreciate y'all. So thank y'all. Adios.
Peace.
Peace.